Hey guys, Moldran here, and today I'm playing a poker tournament. Now this is not on stream because I have to go to college soon, but I want to explain you again my decisions and so on. Now this currently is a $7 per in tournament, which means each of us participating in the tournament paid $7 entrance to it. And it's 45 players, so the 45 players, and you can also see the prize pool. It's 7 places get paid. The first one gets $90, second one $60, and currently there's 11 players remaining. We are currently at 5th position, so currently we're already in the money, would get $26, but that's of course not where we want to end. We want to get top 3 at least to make some really nice profits here. Now you can see on my chip, on my table, there's one big stack. Probably, yeah, it's also the chip leader of the entire game. It's the Chinese guy. And this is right after us, so we have to be really, really careful here with races or going all-ins. And the rest is all around the same level here. So we're all about around 5k chips. So it's really going to be crucial now to choose which hands to go in. And this is like something, if those two guys fold, we're probably going to all in the chip leader here even. But if someone raises before us, I mean, ace-4 still is not that good to like really call an ace. But this guy might try to steal here. The question is with what would he try to steal? Now, I don't think he would try to steal with anything against such of two big stacks. And yeah, he actually raises. That's not really something we can really do. I can't re-raise him all in. I have to give up this hand here. I mean, the blind level is still acceptable. We are already, we're currently like around 10M, soon we're going to be below 10M, which means now it's pretty much all in or nothing, but that's the most interesting phase of a tournament in my opinion. And in poker stars like what I'm playing mostly are turbo sitting goes because they have just way more action, and they require a different approach, and that's also like where one mistake like really hurts yourself, because if you do one mistake with an all-in or something, you're pretty much out. And that's pretty much where good or winning players can really benefit from that, from playing on those tables. Now this guy might make another play, but wait too, we can't really do anything here. Yeah, he does the same raise again. So what I think is like last time he didn't really have much, but this time he probably has something. Because otherwise he wouldn't do it twice in a row. Often what I do as well myself, sometimes when I have nothing I try to steal blinds, and if it happens successfully and I get lucky or in one of the next few hands I do it again. And then I just play like I did when I stole it. Now here is something I could try to steal. I mean, pot is 1,150, but queen 8. And there's 3 people including the chip leader in front of us. And this guy, one of them might actually call, so I don't really go for it. Even though my image on the table is still pretty tight, so this guy goes all in and we might see a call here because he has to protect his blind. I mean, if he loses 600 here again, he can't. And he actually had checks. And you can see actually the guy who raised all in had nothing. 5-4, like one of the weakest hands. And he just got lucky that the big blind had checks, but I think even if the big blind would have had a normal hand, let's say king 7 or something, he might have still called, because was another reason. And now, wow, we got another chip leader now. Shot this spot. Where's it from? Where's it from? Also, like, it's important to always check like where people are from, because people from different countries have different play styles. For example, Russian players, they are sometimes drunk and make really crazy plays, whereas German players, they are in general more traditional and more reserved. So German players usually play poker like it's written in the books, with less bluffing, but you know, crazy drunk Russians, they always need or require a different approach, because what's important in poker is that the best way to play against other people is to play the opposite of the style they are playing. So for example, let's assume a scenario where everyone is like crazy, where everyone goes all in the time, raises everything, plays like hands like 5-8 or something. The best approach in this is not to play the game. You don't just want to join the game and always like go with them, because then get you down on their level or get you up to their level and beat you with what they are good at. Because those people, like I'm one of those players as well, we are good at knowing exactly when to go in, applying a lot of pressure, knowing exactly when to go out, when to drop hands, even though they're decent, but knowing that someone could have a better hand. But what you want to do in this situation is just play super tight, because they're gonna, for example, raise again, and then when you actually have a really good hand, you can just re-raise them, or you can just call them out. I mean, they're gonna keep like doing things like continuation bets, which means if they raise before the flop, and they're just gonna like bet immediately after the flop, just to like see if you would fold, even if they didn't hit anything. So those are always things. So just play tight, and on the other side is the same as well. Like if you see some people like really playing tight, if like on that table like only plays aces and kings and nothing else, then you have to take an approach, because then that's the perfect opportunity to always steal it blinds. Then you can just like bullet them, then you can just take all the free blinds. And yeah, we are here down to the final table now. Now the next 2 people that bust go home without anything. But what's important here is like a lot of people play, for example, a lot of people like just pass anything now in this position, except aces and kings, let's say. Because they want to make sure that they aren't gonna be 8th or 9th, so they play to like somehow get 7th or 6th. Is that how you should play? No. Now look at the payment structure. First place $90, 7th place $10. What's better? To like risk and really go for the first place for the $90, or to just do a safe finish for $10, which is just $3 more than what you spend to be in the tournament. You want to shoot for the $90 no matter what. So if you can do some good plays, or if you have to play risky, you have to try to steal blinds, you have to enter pots before you blind out. You can't just like dry out just so you somehow end up in the money on 7th place. That's not going to be worth it in the long time. You have to go for the win. And that's what I say, for example, okay, if I bust this 8th of 9th, that's perfectly fine. If I risk something and still had a good chance at winning a pot and doubling my chips, and actually like winning the entire tournament, then it was worth it. Here we see some action here. Chip leader is 2 against 10-10. He already hit the third 10, so the only thing would help me as a queen, but he doesn't get it. So this guy actually managed to double up from 3 to 6k. That's also the position I'm in right now here. Now, what's also really, really important is a position on the table. If you are positioned of how many chips does this guy have? Who's disconnected? 7,000 actually, so it's actually a proper disconnect. And some people actually just leave a table when they have to go, or when they just want to be like, as I said before, in the money and give up on like trying to become top 3 or something. But you should never give up trying to become top 3. Then they leave the table, but this guy is actually legitimately disconnected because he had a good chance still in the tournament. He's going to place 5 or something. Even place 4. Now, but yeah, my goal is like this guy, like just try to find a good hand, like 10s or whatever, and then try to double up. But the thing is, like, I can even calculate like how many more rounds I have. Now, currently the blinds are 600, 300 with an ante of 50. So that means each round I'm gonna pay 7 times the ante, which is 9 times 50 is 450 plus the $900 blinds. So $1.4k right now is 1 round what you pay. So this means I have at most like 4 rounds, but because the blind's gonna go up soon again in 2 minutes, I probably only have 2 or 3 rounds. So I really need to like limit down on the range of cards where I'm gonna go all in with, to even like something like Ace 8 or King 10 or King 9 even. Because I really have to like see some action, because otherwise the blind's gonna kill me. I mean, next turn I'm especially looking forward to all in, because I'm gonna be the big blind. And if I just give up the big blind, like $600, like that, it's gonna be really bad. Okay, so here Mr. CD went all in. It's important to see this. He had a good chance. He gets called by pocket a pair. It's also a really good play. And the ace, he hits the ace. So yeah. Another guy leaves the tournament. Now we're down to 8 players. I'm currently only 7th, which is a really bad position. Now 3 checks suited. It's not really good great hand. We can't really defend against anything here. Chip leader, of course, tries to steal blinds again. Calling 600 here. I mean, what am I gonna hit on the flop? Nothing really. So I'm just gonna give it up here. Even though the pot odds are still pretty good, I have to pay 600 to win 2,500. But I'm actually gonna do it. Like, I think it's probably the best position now. We hit the check here. There's actually a way to represent a strong hand, but I'm pretty sure he has one of the clubs, so I'm really not sure. With the check free, like on this flop, I can't really do anything, especially considering he raised, so he probably has one of the pairs as well. And anything here is better, like any queen, any jack, any king is better. And as I said, he could also have 1 club, so we're out here. Okay, this is something now where I could try to steal blind. If like everyone folds and it's get passed to me, I could try to like set this guy all in. Even though his range to call is very limited, so we would probably even call, and then we are at best like a 30-40% chance to win. But we really have to make a move here, and we didn't make a move since a long time. But this could be the end of the tournament if he like calls, but we have to play here. We need the blinds. So very likely that he doesn't have a good hand and folds. He just came back after break, so he doesn't really have a read on me. And you see, he folds. And that's 1.6k dollar pot, that's really huge. Now, we are still, I think, 7th, are we? Yeah, still 7th, so we need to do it again. Now, if again it gets passed to me, I'm gonna go all in again with Ace 4. Ace 4 is a very good hand in heads up or against other hands, because like you beat even something like King, Queen or something. Okay, easy all in here. Chip leader might call, like that's what I said, don't mess with chip leader, but Ace 4 is a decent hand, so if he calls, like, we're still probably gonna be a good favorite. Now 9-7, that hand here, current situation is completely worthless. 9-7 is a great hand suited when the blinds are really low. For example, when the blinds are $20 and everyone has 1.5k at the start of a tournament, then I would definitely like call this just to see the flop, because I have good chances to get a straight, I have good chances to get a flush. And if I get those cards, I usually end up having the best hand. Now this is something where I could consider again to go all in, but because we already went all in like twice in a row now before, we really can't anymore with King 6, because now people would get suspicious and say, hey, this Flamar guy or this Moldran guy, the stupid guy here with the cycling helmet and cycling glasses here, that's my profile picture, is gonna try to steal again, and this time I'm gonna get him. And I don't want to end up in a laydown. A laydown means if someone calls you have to show your hands. For example, if one is all in, and I don't want to go with a laydown with King 6 offsuit. Now, some people ask me like basics when I stream, like for example, what does suited mean? I mean, those poker basics, like you can find them anywhere on the internet, like really well explained. There's really not a secret about it. Suited means, for example, that you have two cards of the same color, for example, 2 diamonds or 2 hearts. Those are suited. And then another thing is suited connectors, which is if you have 2 cards with the same color, for example, as I said, diamonds, plus they are like next to each other. For example, 7-8. Those are suited connectors. 7-9 would not be suited connectors. Now Ace-10 in first position could go all in here. Very, very risky to play this all in first position. But as I said, I'm going to try to win the tournament. In what hands, like, we might be called with a pair here and then we get a coin flip. In the best case, like, we pick up the pot here. And also, like, those people gonna be careful because, as I said, like, no one wants to be 8. No one wants to bust out. We use this now to our advantage and get 3 blinds. Now 5-5 is another all in. People might be really, really suspicious now, but in a heads-up situation, like if you get called by something like Ace-10 or something now, we still are like 55% favorite. Now let's see if the Chinese guy is gonna call us here. I would be fine with that. I mean, we have the chance to double up and be really, really strong. But now, you see, we get it for free. And now we went from place 6, just by like going all in twice in a row. We went from place 6 to place 3. The tight image I established on this table earlier really helps me now to push through this tournament. Now we have the big blind, we have Queen 8, which can defend somehow, but I probably would defend against the girl here with 1.60 chips, because then I only have to pay 800 to win a big pot. But we can't really go all in against someone here with 8,800 with Queen 8. What's really important at this stage of tournament is to like look at the other players, to get reads on them. And what you also have to consider, that a lot of players in poker, actually the majority of people who end up being on final tables, are multi-tablers. So a lot of those people, like, they have 8 tables open simultaneously. Now they have no read on me apart from like numbers that they get. I might fill up here to 400. 400, it's 1/4 of the 1 pot odds. I want to see this. But if he raises us here, we're out. 6-7 doesn't really do anything. Yeah, he raises us all in, we're out, of course. Now we can use the same tactic, the same approach if we have like really sick hands that we want to slow play. So for example, if we have kings or aces, then we can just fill up and then he might do the same again, thinking, oh, this guy's just trying to steal my blinds, or stealing the blinds. And then we actually have a really good hand, then we call this and win the home. But now we just like risked $400, not really a risk here, and it was worth it. I mean, maybe we get to see the flop for free, or in the worst case, we just fold it. Okay, 10-4, I can't really do anything here. Like, if my hand was, if I wouldn't have had any good hands for the last, let's say, 10 turns, and I would have folded every single turn, then this would be something like if this guy wouldn't raise, that I would actually put all in with, because then I have a really tight image and people think, okay, now he finally has something. But you see, like, with my history, like, people think now, okay, this guy is playing pretty aggressive. I probably, like, also in the poker software that they use, that shows me that I'm going all in often, trying to steal blinds. So now I want to like change my image. And that's really important to like, because people, like most poker players here, they play 2 things. First, they play after books. So like general strategy, they apply this. So do they, for example, most are tag. Most of the tag playstyle, which means tight aggressive player, which on long run is usually the best playstyle. Now this is something now, if this guy, the chip leader, like he's the biggest threat with 17,000 for Canada, would sit out, but he's sitting out. So now we can actually, with Ace-7, we can go all in and try to steal the blinds here. But if this guy would be in here, it would be very risky to steal the blinds because he can just call us and get us out of the tournament. Let me pick up blinds again. Now 9-Jack, as I said again, that's another hand for like the early, where you limp in a bit, but you can't really like go all in with that. Especially like knowing that the big blind here, she has to call whatever like happens now. She has to go, this hand is her all in hand. And we don't want to show that we go all in here with 9 check, because then people say, this guy goes all in with nothing. You want to maintain your, as I said, you want to maintain your status, your reputation as a good tight player, so people like let you get pots for free. That's the best thing in poker. You see, this guy would have had dominated, and this guy as well. Currently we are place 4 wins already $36. Not that much, we still, as I said, we go for higher places. 8-4 in one of the first positions, not really worth anything. But I will say, like, people use poker software and people like play after the books. And if you know that, you can play against that. So for example, what I use most to play against that is King 10 is actually a hand worth of all in, but not in first position. And not like after going all in already several times. But yeah, people use the poker software, so what you want to do is mix up your play. Don't ever just play the same. Don't like read one book and like, let's say, it explains one play style and then just keep doing it, because then people have the software, they have your stats. For example, if you play super aggressive, they know this guy is aggressive, going all in with everything, and you really don't want this to happen. I would have hit the king here, but against ace-8 I would have been a slight underdog, so I still think not going all in here was the right play. This is something where I could think about going all in. Well, I think about doing the same as I did last time, just fill it up with 500, but nah, girl went all in, can't really do anything anymore. So, as I said, like, it's important to mix up your playstyle. Sometimes play aggressive, sometimes play super defensive, so people can't get a read on you. Because though people, like, they don't know who you are, they just have the software stats, the multi-tables, they have your software stats that tells them, for example, okay, this guy goes all in a lot, or this guy steals the blind a lot, or this guy is playing super tight, and then they play according to that. But if you switch up your playstyle, they might get confused and lose because of that in the long term. The other thing that I said is people play after books, but the thing is, poker is not a science. Poker is, or not a science like math, where for example 2 + 2 = 4. Poker is like, there's every single hand is like hard to play. Every single hand is super complex, and in poker there are no easy hands. I mean, maybe like if you get aces in the pre-flop and you raise them, okay, that's maybe an easy hand. But even aces, like, sometimes you have to fold them pre-flop and sometimes you have to fold them on the turn, if a lot of people play. Because while aces against any other random hand are 80% favorite, or even more, if there's like 9 people, then the aces statistically only win like 20% of the time against all of them. Now ace-5, do I want to risk everything on ace-5 here? Why not? I haven't like done an all-in since a long time, so this might be a chance. But now we get called by probably a better hand here. Okay, 6s. And we hit ace, we get lucky again. Good. Phew! That was right fit. I mean, he just happened to have 6s, instant call by him, but as I said, like, we have to risk to win a tournament. We can't like try out, and now we're actually the chip leader. So now we're standing here at $90. Now today, as I said, like, I just have like 2 hours time before the university, so what I did is I started 4 tournaments. In the other 3 tournaments I already busted without winning anything. Well, actually now I played 3 tournaments. So this is my 3rd tournament, and the other 2, as I said, I busted. In total I spent $37 buy-in, so as long as I get 4th place, I'm even, and if I get 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, I go home with a profit. If I get 1st place, I go home with a $50 profit today. And here we have to call 2,000 to win 4,360, but we can't really do that with 4-7. Also, the Chinese guy has been playing pretty tight. Now, just when analyzing this play, I know if this Chinese guy like does something, he has something. At least that's the impression I have. Here again I could raise, but I don't want to risk too much with 7-4. I'm just going to fold here and show, okay, I'm not that maniac. Even though I was really risking, we will think about just calling again, see what he does, but yeah. And this guy said, horrible run, not disgusting after such a sick call. It wasn't really a sick call. I mean, calling with 6s on 6 people table and all in. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was the favorite in the hand, but was it a really sick call? I think it was pretty standard play, to be honest. But yeah. What's in the tournament right now is there's 4 people who have a very high chance at winning the tournament. Now there's 4 people, like, we all have similar stacks here. So if there's going to be a showdown between us, it's going to be very huge. Okay, this guy goes all in, called. This might be the end of shoddy spot here. The German guy has been playing pretty tight. Apart from like one time where I limped him, he reversed me. Apart from that play, that he actually like showed me, okay, Moldran, you can't take my blinds, you can't steal my blind, my big blind. Apart from that, he's been playing pretty tight, so I expect him to at least have something good, like maybe ace high, like ace 8, ace 9, ace 10, or I don't think he has a pocket pair, but yeah, I think like he has some ace high or maybe king queen. And there we go, ace 9, just like I said, put him in. The other guy actually happened to have 8 king, but he lost against 2 9s. Wow, this guy had 2 bad beats in a row. Alright, I'm gonna say this. He said, what the fuck, you fucking jokers. Alright, and that's good now, that's good now, because the more people like really tilt like that, like he's gonna keep playing, he wants his money back now, so this person's gonna keep playing, and people who play against him gonna have an advantage, because he's not gonna be able to like make proper decisions anymore. Now what this guy should do is, instead of like using that language and flaming like that, he should just like take a break and do something else, because if he plays in this situation now, he got 2 bad beats, he played correctly probably, but still 2 bad beats, and should just like give it up now. Now I get the blinds for free here. As I said, like Chinese guy is pretty tight and we're down to 5 players. Now what's the next mission of this table? The next mission of this table is to get this guy out. So what's gonna happen probably is collusion between other players. Now with collusion I don't mean we like say let's get this guy out, but like just like a standard collusion. It's probably not even gonna be needed here. Okay, it might be needed here because he just hit the 7, but he had the full house actually, wow. 1 with 7s against kings. That's poker guys, that's poker guys. Now I'm thinking here about going all in again, but our Chinese guy already raised me, so I'll be out here. Going all in with 310 is a very ballsy move, but currently like everyone has a decent chance, so they would only call if they have really good hands against me, especially after I didn't do anything for a long time. That's another good place to go all in with, but really with, do I want to risk everything to a 6-5? Not really. The thing is like this is a good position to go in with, because if you are at the button, people know that you're trying to steal blinds. But if you're like one place before the button, the cutoff, then people might not realize that, and actually might legitimately think you have a big hand. And yeah, we're still first, but as I said, like we got 16k, the other one each got 12k, this guy got 15k now, so this is far from over. Like everyone here has a decent chance to win. It's all gonna be about the next big thing. This guy raised us. I might think about re-raising here. All in. I'm gonna really pressure him now with king 3. Because he did this a few times already, so even though I said he's playing tight, I don't know what exactly he has. Okay, and he goes us. We have a very high chance for flush here, but he hits the ace. And we hit this straight. Wow. We got lucky here. But as I said, like we still had a 40% chance to win, and as I said, there was a good chance it is just trying to steal, so we play to win the tournament. And the re-raise, like as I said, in most cases, is going to make him fold immediately. In this case, he actually had something semi-good, and we won the showdown. But I assume, like I still had like a 40% chance to win this. I mean, he had one overcard, and then I had the in-between card. So it was certainly from being dominated. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Now this guy disconnected again, that's really good, because then we can just pick up his blinds for free. Now what happens usually when one guy disconnects at this level and everyone has similar chips, what happens if one guy disconnects, like everyone just like checks and plays really fast, so we can always get his blinds and let him dry out. But what I was talking about collusion before is, you want to isolate players, because every player that you get off the tournament less means more money for the remaining players. And that's why if someone like has a low stack, and he goes all in, like, and one person calls him, then maybe I think about just calling him, even if I have shit, even just thinking about calling him and then checking him down, which means then this guy, for example, we try to isolate this player, he has 4,000 chips, this guy calls, then I say, okay, I'm going to call as well, even though I have nothing, just to get this out. And then this guy, whatever he does, doesn't matter. But yeah, then this guy just checks on the flop, and I check, and then again we check, and together we have a high chance of like beating him out of the tournament, rather than just one person. And what's also done in this respect is, like, when you try to isolate someone, get someone out with collusion, the only time you should really raise is like if you actually think you have the best hand by far. For example, if you flop a flush or flop a straight or a full house, whatever, if you have the best hand by far, then that's the only way you should like bet and try to get monies from this player here, who also like went in with you to just check this guy out. But other than that, like just checking him out, it's really like beneficial. It's already a Pareto improvement for you guys. Because you have a high chance of getting him out. Okay, the guy's back now, but he just lost his blind. Now what's really going to be important now, I'm the chip builder, so, and as I said, like price money is going to change a lot though. So now we have, first place is $90, second 60, third is 45, and fourth is 36. So, okay, this guy raises, goes all in, and wow, the girl has aces, and this guy actually like called the re-raise all in with 4 king, which in my opinion was a really, really bad play. Now the raise was okay, but then like if you get re-raised, why would he call with king 4? But yeah, this guy just happened to be, or this girl just happened to be really lucky, my neighbor from Hungary, to have the aces here in the big blind. I mean, then of course she's gonna get money somehow. But yeah, what I would have done in her position is, okay, now I have to think here. I have to play 4,000 to get him out. Actually, like that's worth it for me. $4,000. I have 26,000 just to get him out. Even though my hand is shit, there's a chance to risk it. And you see, we have a decent chance here. Check 9, 3, 6. Okay. He actually gets the straight. But yeah, now we didn't lose much, and we had a decent chance to get him out. I'm thinking about raising here, but I might just call. If he goes all in again, we can't do anything. But as I said, like we also use the same strategy to slow play. And one time I'm gonna do the same when I have kings or aces. I was talking before about the ace all in. If I would be her, maybe I would have just called and then like let him bet on the river, on the flop, because he is not gonna give up the hand that he raised his king, no matter what comes on the flop. And then I would just like re-raise him because ace is an 8% favorite, and yeah. This guy gets connected. That means actually I should have done a min raise just to get him out. But if he doesn't come back, I win the pot for free, which is pretty cool. He gets the time bank now. That's gonna take a long time. Now PokerStars like has a 120 seconds edit. PokerStars has a system where if you disconnect, if you get DDoSed or whatever, you have 2 minutes time to get back again. Now this guy unfortunately has this unstable connection right now, which really sucks. Like maybe he's playing from an iPad or iPhone or something. I don't even know if you can play PokerStars from an iPhone, but I think you can. And gets disconnected because that really sucks. Like I mean, he made it to top 4 in the tournament, and now he has to deal with those issues. But if we get the pot for free, still looking pretty good. Now we have to be careful because the girl now has the same chip count as we have. So we both have 20k and those two have both 10k. It's still like in a position where everyone could win the tournament. Now the blinds are so high that everyone is just going all in with everything. Like doesn't really. Okay, this got checked, and now we actually have the flush draw. So this means we gonna bet here right away. Could also think about checking readers all in, but I think right away betting here is better. If he does anything, we probably still call. But yeah, we get him out and win the blinds for free again. $3,000, not bad. Okay, now we got a 5-minute break, so I'm gonna take a break myself, and I'll be back in 5 minutes with the final hands of the tournament. Okay, and we're back, and we get ace-9 here on the button. Easy all in here. Now, if I want to assess the other players, the German guy is playing pretty tight, he's shown some good poker. Same with the girl. This guy I've seen hasn't been that good now. We can actually label him here. Find a label, for example, here you can say, for example, okay, this guy does bad things. Like, for example, this was not a bad thing, but he actually like won the pot here. Now, we lose with ace-9 against ace-6. It's a bad play, bad Pete, because we dominated his hand, so we had a 70% chance at least to win. But you know, shit happens. But yeah, his call was correct. It's just like in the past he's shown some bad plays against, for example, this guy re-raised him with ace-ace. He still called it after his shove before. But you know, that's poker, you know, sometimes you have ace-9 and he's ace-6, like the perfect combination, like 70 plus 75% chance to win, and he hits the 6, like one of the 3-6 that help him here. But yeah, now we don't really change our approach now. We still go all in with hands in decent positions where I think we can do something. And yeah, people still respect us. Like they don't try to steal our blinds because we. And now I can actually think about stealing this, but with 5-9 and he's gonna call because he's like really in a bad spot now. So we just fold here now. That was like a bad position to go all in with. Same with this one here. 6-3 doesn't really like have a chance against anything. When you see this guy goes all in now, you can actually, if he gets called, which he doesn't, but we could have seen like what he actually had. Okay, 10 check, that's a hand I could think about going all in here, especially after folding twice in a row, so actually I'm gonna go here. Now check 10 has decent chance against mainly lower pairs, like against 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and we have been pretty tight recently in the last 10-15 hands, so I'm pretty sure people respect us and won't call here. Even though check 10 isn't really like a premium hand. But like in a 4 player, it's still doing pretty well enough. And you see people like are playing pretty tight now for some reason, like no one wants to go out 4th. And yeah, I'm actually like going all in here with King 4. It wins more than 50% against all hands or random hands, but this guy already went all in, so we have to fold here. But if she would have passed, I would have gone all in against the German guy. 5 was suited. We could try to steal it, but we just stealed 2 rounds ago, so I'm not gonna steal again. With pretty much nothing. Same here. I want to go circle through one of the blinds again before I make my next move, or hope that I get one of good starting cards. Now, pair of 2s is something I'm definitely going to go all in here. But do I call an all in with pair of 2s? Not really. Especially not for the German guy who's been playing pretty tight now. Now, there's a decent chance he actually has an overpair. This call was, you could have considered calling, depending on how you feel, but don't really know, and I think now it's a great chance to bluff here. He's probably going to think we're going to steal, but yeah, check is still not that bad. Check high, but we haven't made a play for a long time, so he might actually think about folding here. Maybe I should have called with 2s just to like get the coin flip, but as I said, like there was a decent chance that yes, like 2s is pretty much losing against anything. And now because we raised the last pot, it's going to be really look suspicious if we raise this again with the same way. And I think now we might run into one caller. Unless they have complete crap, which actually happen. But yeah, that's the best thing you can hope, like, go all in with like pretty much nothing, and the next turn you get super ahead, and then go like, all in again, because it makes other people like seem, or it makes you seem to other people that, oh, this guy is playing with us, this guy just steals the blinds all the time. And then you show them the kings and usually go home with the pot. Now here I hope that they just fold for me, has happened already a few times. As I said, people are playing pretty tight here, so if someone raises, like, I'm probably not gonna call it here. Even if it's a minimum raise like that. Now, what could this minimum raise mean? Maybe he's like slow playing something big, or maybe he has suited connectors because he's currently the chip leader even. But yeah. Could have thought about going all in here with 10-9 against 2, but especially considering how tight everyone is playing. But yeah, now it's an easy all in. Ace-9 is a great hand here in forehand. I have done some all ins before, so I might get called here, but yeah. As I said, everyone playing tight, and actually like now I'm the chip leader again. I went from last place to chip leader again after I had the bad hand against this guy, and that's just by going all in and playing pretty loose. As I said, like with 8 queen I can't really call anything here. That's something again where I could think about going all in, but this guy really knows. This guy really knows that I can go all in with pretty much anything here. So if he has anything like a king or something, he would probably call me and be the favorite. So we really don't want to run into him here. Gonna be very careful now with going all in against the German guy without having anything really good. Same here. I mean, I'm in a decent position now. There's no need to risk it for me with 7-8. I mean, currently I would still like 4,500, 500. But I actually only have 3 blinds, so I have to make plays. King 7 is actually something I could consider now. King 7 suited. But I might run into an ace here. But I think it's time again to make a play. I mean, the blinds are so high now, the pot is so high. And I get called here by queen. Okay, we need a king now, or 2 clubs. There's 1 club. But I will lose here now. Now we're last place, but yeah. Everyone's playing so tight, I thought I could steal blinds again. Didn't happen, unfortunately. This guy goes all in, we have to call, this is the last chance to do anything in this tournament. We have decent chance here, but he hit the king already, so yeah, we're out. 4, nothing. 4th place. $136, which means in those 3 tournaments I played I went even, so it's still okay, but yeah, could have gone differently.